But we should get to our next guest here, Philip Reece, the CEO of InDro Robotics. They develop drones, autonomous vehicles, and robots that can be used by militaries. He is joining us now from Sydney, BC. How are you, Philip?
I'm doing well, thank you. Eagerly listening to all that's coming out today.
Yes, indeed. Well, from the little bit that you have heard so far, and we can talk a little bit more in a moment about what specifically is in the budget for you, but your initial reaction, I mean, the biggest chunk of spending here is going to be, new spending, I should say, is going to be on military industrial complex. How do you feel about what that could mean for you and your business?
Well, I think InDro Robotics, like many SMEs, small, medium-sized enterprises in Canada, which is really the backbone of what we've got here, are bringing new technologies out. And this budget is a strong start for that. Now we need, of course, the Canadian government to follow through and allow innovators like InDro and the many others that are out there to really compete and become those global companies that we deserve to be.
They're doing things like, putting money in the Defense Investment Agency. They're looking at things like dual-use technology. Am I correct to understand that the drones that you make, they have a military application, but they can also be used outside of that?
Very much so. We were originally more commercial and government-based, where we're launching drones to do environmental assessments or firefighting or working with police and paramedics. But it's the same kind of technology now that can be rapidly swapped over to defense. And we have seen that sort of build over the last couple of years, but it needs to build faster. And this budget certainly seems to put the money in place to make it build faster. Now we need the infrastructure to put that money to work.
Another aspect of this is that Export Development Canada is now going to work with groups that sell military technology, help Canadian military technology be sold around the world. I was speaking to Dave Perry, the defense analyst in the budget lockup, who was saying this could be pretty significant. Is that the kind of thing that catches your attention?
It certainly is. There's actually a conference on this week, Aerial Evolutions Canada, and many of the companies here obviously sell into Canada, and they have in the past sold into the US. But now we're seeing a move where we're starting to be able to sell more into Europe and the UK, and even New Zealand has sort of popped up as a new target. So we're off to France next month to start building on these kind of things. So it's definitely very welcomed, but it is needed. We do need to broaden that scope, and it's good that the government is now recognizing that.
Susan here with a question for you on the other side of that equation. I was reading as I was preparing for this budget that something like 70% of our military spending, our military contracts, went to American businesses. Do you feel that with this budget that is changing in Canadian on the Canadian side of the ledger, and that it'll help companies like you?
I'm certainly hoping it will. I think a lot of that money has gone to the big primes, the big defense companies, and obviously there's more of them in the US. What we have here in Canada is we have very few primes, but we have a lot of high-tech companies like InDro and other SMEs that are out there, and these are the ones that need to have that focus turned on them, because these are the companies that will become the new global leaders, the new primes, so that Canada can build on that.
It's really good to talk to you today. Thank you for your time, and good luck with your business.
Thank you very much.
Philip Reece is CEO of InDro Robotics, and he joined us from Sydney, British Columbia.